Cosmic alternative music.
The latest offering from Kris Kristofferson, Feeling Mortal, is a sombre and reflective recording which sees him facing death head on. Telling it straight as always, the album is full of songs about old age, the hard-earned knowledge that comes too late in life, and regret. Representing a new breed of country artists in the 70s, we all know Kristofferson has gone on to become a multi-talented musician, singer and actor. But it's his songwriting that's always been his greatest strength, and that continues on Feeling Mortal. With a collection of strong, memorable songs, he's more of a poetic storyteller than a songwriter, and he writes simple songs with deep meanings, which is incredibly hard to do. The same song can be full of hope and loneliness, which is something only a handful of artists do well. And I would put his old mate Willie Nelson firmly in that category. I've read other reviews of this record which have described it as inaccessible due to his grisly voice, and one even said you might even need a lyric sheet to follow it. But that's nothing to do with him being 76, as his singing voice has always sounded that worn and strained. I found this LP to be instantly accessible, and I connected with it straight away. In the same way I connected with Cash's American recordings or Neil Diamond's Home Before Dark. And those two were, of course, produced by Rick Rubin, but like those recordings, the more you listen to it, the more it reveals as it sinks in. I was lucky enough to catch Kristofferson a few years ago, playing an intense acoustic set which has really stuck with me. It was just him, his guitar, that voice, and great songs. So probably that's another reason why I related to this record so easily. Feeling Mortal was recorded in little over 3 days by producer Don Was, and the album is rumoured to be the last in the trilogy of Kristofferson Was recordings, and if this is the case, then it's a fitting end to the partnership, as it continues the themes found on This Old Road from 2006 and Closer to the Bone from 2009, and completes them perfectly, although it is more stripped back than the first two records, using only Kristofferson's voice and guitar on many of the songs. This gives it a very personal feel, as though you're chilling on the back porch, enjoying songs with an old friend. I'm maybe doing it a bit of a disservice here actually, as although the songs are intimate and laid back, there's plenty of energy and soul about them. Add that to the fact he's got a fascinating life and years of experience to write about now, and you've got a recipe for a special record. From a young age, he's always had that annoying knack of being able to write from the perspective of a maturer, worldly wise character, and now he's got the years in the bag to back that up. The title track, Feeling Mortal, is Kris Kristofferson at his best, a dark but gorgeous country number which sums up the whole album, talking about death, self-pity and gratefulness. You could just imagine Jeff Bridges singing it in Crazy Heart, but as entertaining as the movie was, the song is far too good for it. You Don't Tell Me What to Do sees him in a stubborn mood. He's making music and whiskey and love for as long as his body will keep going. More despair follows on Stairway to the Bottom, which describes two broken-hearted lovers on a seemingly endless journey, while Castaway is a disturbing track where he identifies his aimless life as a lost, abandoned vessel. The pace picks up a little on the waltzy Bread for the Body, which features an accordion and fiddle, and that almost turns into a barn dance. And there's some really sweet Emmylou style backing vocals on My Heart Was the Last One to Know. There's a personal moment on The One You Chose, where he laughs at his own delivery of the lines. It would have been the safe option to retrack the vocal, but by leaving it in the final mix, we get a lovely glimpse of the humour and humility behind the bleak songs. We finish off on Ramblin' Jack, which is a tribute to his old friend and folk singer Jack Elliott. Though there's some deep down self-confession going on here, I think, as the tale is of a singer who has wild nights out and empty days. Now some are predicting this will be his last record, but Kristofferson has been writing about death and illness since he was 30, so I don't think this will be his final LP, and I certainly hope it's not his last. Wide Awake and Feeling Mortal is the first line on the album, and it tells us where the great man is feeling about his life at this time. Now, there's a defiance and vibrancy in the record, which shows us all there's still plenty of life in the old outlaw. But it's also a welcome reminder that when his time is up, his musical legacy will live on. I've given this a rating of 78 out of a possible 100, and it's available now on Kris Kristofferson's own label, KK Records.
For more alternative music news and reviews, follow us on Twitter at Cosmic Alt Music, or check out our website.
CosmicAlternativeMusic.com